Hello everyone and welcome to my 7,500 subscriber special Q&A with Race. Obviously I'm about 1,000 subs behind on this video and I apologize for that, but hey, let's get it going right away. A lot of questions to answer and I'm excited to answer them. Star asks, do you think we could start a pony nation and rule the earth if all bronies get together? That sounds like a horrible idea. Let's do it. Ponyvization wants to know, do I have a time machine or a laser cannon? P.S. How much ice did I sell? And do I love trains? Perhaps, most likely, and I have a cup of definitely, and trains rock. Philly Poo asks, why are you so handsome? Why, Philly? It's lots of practice. It's an art, a skill, but practice makes perfect. Door close. Brony Forever, Skylight Legacy, the Siggy 94, Bullet Bill 96, Kintastic 72, Spitfire, Sonic, Rain Boom, Connor Morris, Amarillos, Billy That Productions, Real Lunar Beats, Silcon Brony, and Neosword 3000 all want to know, when and how did I become a brony? This is gonna be a kind of lengthy answer because a lot of you wanted the full-blown details. My girlfriend was the one who first introduced it to me. She was watching it and I had heard a little bit about it between some friends online and my girlfriend, and they said, you have to check out this show. Just at least watch one episode. They said, mostly it was my girlfriend said, just check out one episode. My other friends were like, huh, we like it. Didn't really give a crap whether or not I went and watched it. But, so my girlfriend said just one show. I did not want to watch it. I was like, please, no, please. It's My Little Pony. There's nothing in there for me. She was right. She was right. So she had me see, my first episode was Fall Weather Friends. I'm a huge NASCAR fan, so she thought the whole racing aspect would pull me in. It did. And I quickly noticed that I had found a real liking to Rainbow Dash. So then about a week had passed, I was getting ready, I had just moved back into school, and you know, I noticed I was looking up some art, Rainbow Dash, like, oh, this is cool, that's cool. And I had a couple of days. I had 3 or so days before school started, and in those 3 days, next thing I knew, I had watched the entire first season. This was right before season 2 started up, and yeah, I had watched the entire first season. Oof. So then it was about that point where I was like, okay, I'm hooked. Season 2 came around, even more of a catcher with the whole Discord episode and everything. It was great, I was loving it. The fan base itself, I think, I found really entertaining because of just, I saw a lot of work that was being put out, and it seemed funny. It seemed like this was a really humorous type of fandom, which I still consider it to be. And it took me a little bit of time before I actually started telling people, hey, I watched the show. But again, it's nothing that, you know, I don't usually make a big deal out of it. You know, I don't make a big deal of it. I just say, hey, I watched the show if it comes up. So that's the only reason why I never really opened up about it. I wasn't like ashamed to be like in the show. I know some people are kind of afraid to say it, but there's no shame in it at all. So I opened up pretty quick about it. Obviously my big announcement to the world, I'm a brony, came with Brony's React. So Brony's React was kind of a huge announcement of, hey, I'm a brony, for most of the people who hadn't already known. I got a couple of my friends who are girls into the show. It was one of those things where they're like, well, if you're a guy watching this, there's probably some reason to check it out. They checked it out and now they're bronies themselves. I quickly wanted to start producing work as a brony. Right after I had fallen into the fandom, I'm like, oh, this looks like so much fun. I want to be someone who people can say, oh yeah, this guy makes this or made that, and I couldn't have predicted that Brony's React would have taken off the way it did. So, and to re-answer when, it was September. Billy R. Weird asks, what is your least favorite part about Friendship is Magic? The show, I would have to say, the opening. It's not the worst thing in the world. As I've said it in Brony's Rack that it was the most girliest part. It doesn't make it bad necessarily, but... Yes?
You didn't put your laundry in.
Okay.
What?
You're on candid camera. Wave to everybody.
Can you do it soon?
Wave to my subscribers, Mom. Okay. So I'll say the opening just because of overexposure. Kerr of Reign of Team EXO asks, how did you amass such a large fan base? The best way possible. Being myself. Being myself. The best way possible. Being myself. Ace S4289 asks, how can you do some of the things you do without feeling embarrassed? I'm very comfortable with who I am as a person. I just love being myself, and I love having fun, and that makes it easy to just screw embarrassment. I don't have time for it. Mr. Mario Bros. Rocks asks, who do you think is the best male pony? Big Mac. Big Mac. Big Mac got a double cheeseburger. Hold the lettuce. Joe Bomo 11 asks, what do you have planned for summer? Well, I actually have quite a lineup of things. I just came back from Texas visiting my girlfriend. I will be going to Pismo Beach, California. It's middle-ish California, for a family reunion. We do it every year. And then I will be going to Seattle for Everfree. So those bronies going there will be able to kick me for all the horrible things I've done with the fandom. Kira Shake was wondering, are you Lawrence Gordon? You look exactly like him. Last time I checked, no. But he must be a good-looking guy. Abraxas Ethan is wondering, are you planning on doing more Bronies React on any topics around the fandom, music, events, or something? Asking because I love those videos. Mr. Jewboy666, Goff, WWE1234, DX Silverx are also wondering the same thing. Well, I only have one thing I can say to that.
Of course!
What he said. Stefan Logi 24, Sonic Tony 11, The Loser 82, GDJPX 115 are all wondering, when will I do another Bronies React? The next Bronies React is actually set to start being put together just after BronyCon. BronyCon is this weekend, which tells you it's coming. Celestia's Beard asks, has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go want to look more like? You've got to be kidding me. I've been further even more decided to use even go need to look more as anyone can. Can you really be far even as decided half as much to use go wish for that? My guess is that when one really been far even as decided wants to use even go want, it is then that he has really been far as decided to use even go want to do look more like. It's really just common sense. Reaper Lover was wondering, what was my reaction when I learned that John Delancey not only confirmed that he had done more voice work for MLP, Friendship is Magic, but announced that he was making a documentary on Bronies and BronyCon. I look forward to it. I know people have different opinions on how documentaries should be conducted, but I just think that it's going to be fun to see how we're depicted as a whole. El Gato Churro, Skylight Legacy, Zane the Aiden, Platypus Master 1, nice name, The Fat Man, Sonic Tony 11, and Lemon Ope all asked, who is my favorite pony? Rainbow Dash. Star asks, what does happiness mean to you? Austin Boyd asks, what will I do for my over 9,000 sub video? If I slack off on this one enough, this is gonna be the over 9,000. I plan on doing a sub video every 2,500, which 9,000 actually doesn't fall under. Skylight Legacy, asking, how do I arrange my Brony React 2 videos with the other well-known bronies? He mentions that it must be a lot of work. It is. It is actually quite a bit of work. And here's the process. The process itself takes about a month, starting from choosing the topic, where I then compile the questions and list of specific areas that I want people to react to. But most usually react to the entire deal anyways, giving me extra stuff to work with. I send out the questions in the format and then wait about 2 weeks. That's about the amount of time that most people need to get the stuff done. And then I get the footage back. And when you have 10 people, you know, schedules mix around. I mean, obviously this isn't paid work, so I don't expect anyone to just like do this right on the spot. I want to give them enough time to do it. Once I get everyone's footage, and I can't start until I have everyone's. That's a big one. Mainly just because I want to know where everyone's stuff is. But once I have everyone's footage, I watch through all of the footage, which often amounts to a couple hours worth. Then I edit and piece everything together, deciding which pieces should be in the main, which can fall into bonus, and which don't fit in anything. There's usually those 3 categories. Rendering these videos in HD often takes an additional couple of hours, usually about 3. And then the upload, which takes a bit of time as well. There's a lot of keep track of things, but usually once I get everyone's footage, it's about a 2 to 3 day process of editing everything together. That's when I have school, so things will probably go a little bit faster now that I am out for summer. So we'll see how it all goes. Emperor Ubermensch asks, is there going to be a bonus video for Brony's React Season 2 finale? I've been asked this quite a bit. There's actually not going to be a bonus video simply because I fit everything into one, just laid it all out there immediately. So no bonus video expected for that one, but I'm planning on going to the old format, or the regular format, for the following projects. Killcode345! Are you a secret god from the world Equilioma? No. Skylight Legacy asks, is there any anime you've ever liked, and if so, which one is your favorite? Admittedly, I haven't seen very many animes, but those that I have seen, I think they've all been Miyazaki films, Studio Ghibli, so I actually am quite fond of their work. I don't know if I have a favorite between all the different movies that I've seen, but they have some good stuff there that I've enjoyed, cartoon-wise. Good stuff. Another question, if I play video games, what game franchises would I say made a good impression on myself? Oh boy, this one. I love racing games. As a couple people know, I'm a huge NASCAR fan, and I just love the racing games. The racing games with carnage, though, even better. My favorite game in the absolute world is this one right here, Test Drive Eve of Destruction. This game is hilarious fun. It gets even better when you're playing with friends, so that to me is a sign of a good game. Best game in the world right here. Yes! El Gato Churro asks, fave villain of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and why? This has to be Discord. He was such a fun villain with a ton of potential, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see him again. Hopefully allowing him to flesh out a bit more. There's so much about Discord that was enjoyable. First off, it's like all of his evil was fun to him. And that is the making of a great villain. Omega Rat Trap asks, if one does not simply walk into Mordor, is it possible to run, jog, or even shuffle into Mordor instead? Seems plausible. This next question is one that I get asked a lot, and not when I'm asking for people to ask me. I just get this question from so many people, and I hope this will kind of help seed a lot of the questions I'm getting, and it'll answer a lot of the questions about whether or not can I be in Brony's React. Gaweed1234, the Siggy 94, Lego Nerfman 20, Rainbow Dash, Brony and a half, Lord Calum Zornarka asks, can I be on Brony's React? And as I said, I get this a lot, and I'm gonna actually answer this by answering the following question. Rainbow Dash Smash asked, AC, how did you find Bronies to be in Brony's React? Did you ask them to be in it, or did they ask? For Brony's React, I actually go to those I want to be into each episode. I go to the people. I have a lot of people ask if they can be in one, but ultimately I'm the one who's choosing the people who I believe the fandom will recognize and who will fit well for the topic on hand. This especially went for, you know, for example, for Derpy, brought in Paul Delmorat, and like it's an example like that. Because she was obviously a great one to have on the issue of Derpy. Now, yeah, so pretty much if I could just let everyone know here and now, if I want you on Brony's React, I'll come to you. I'll find you, I'll contact you. Blah blah asks, hey AC, because I'm a brony from Europe, I wanted to ask, will you ever make a trip to Europe, or did you already visit it before? Patabrony also asked, do you travel much abroad, that is? If yes, what countries have you visited? I have been to Europe once. I took a cruise with family in 2010 and visited Italy, Spain, France, Portugal, Belgium, Scotland, Ireland, England, and, according to my dad, Gibraltar. We stayed a week in England with friends touring around London. Going around to these different countries was such an eye-opener to see different cultures. It was fun to see the similarities and differences. And one of the best parts about it was when we went, it was during the 2010 World Cup. So obviously back in Europe, World Cup is absolutely massive compared to here in the States. And it was just so cool to see how everyone gathered on streets to watch it. We were in Spain during one of the games. So I mean, there was just, everything just shuts down for these games. It's so cool to see that. And that was awesome. Other than Europe, I've been to Mexico several times because my family loves to cruise. Pinky Kyle Dib Lover 97 asks, what cartoons did you watch when you were young? Loved watching Disney cartoons, the good old Nickelodeon cartoons, but definitely was a Disney kid. Loved all that stuff, the movies as well. But as far as a favorite cartoon, I would have to say, bam, right there, baby. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, yes. This was my childhood right here. I loved this show. And it was actually the huge nostalgic turn for me. And also where I met my girlfriend. Luigi Ponzal 12 asks, this question I ask you on the fields of Trenzalore at the fall of the 11th. When no creature can speak falsely or fail to answer, the question that must never be answered shall now be asked. Doctor Who? I have no idea. E.M. Similin09. Damn that name. Have you read Fallout Equestria? No. The Giant Waffles proclaims, I love you. Will you marry me? I want to do many things to your body. Starlord 3 asks, how did I get to meet and know so many famous bronies? I introduced myself. The biggest thing I did was I went around for the first Brony's React and I contacted people through YouTube and just said, hey, are you interested in doing this video? And I was incredibly surprised by the outcome of, yeah, let's do it. Smoke1234 asks, what do you want to see most in Season 3? Rainbow Dash's family. That would make me happy. I want to see some connection to Rainbow Dash and her family. I think there's a lot they could do there. And I want to see it. I want to see her family. Yellow Derp Muffin asks, if you get to live in Ponyville for one day, what would you do? Well, I'd go flying with Rainbow aplenty. I'd go bucking with AJ galore. Sugar Cube Corner, I'd eat plenty. Meet the 6, no big deal. Who'd want more?